We're accordions. Are we ready?
All right.
Welcome everyone to Archway. Thank you for coming tonight. This is going to be just a beautiful show to peruse. If you haven't already done so, I know you'll look forward to visiting with Anita and Mark and hearing more about their work. Before we begin, I'm going to give you just a few announcements about some upcoming events here at the gallery that you might be interested in. On September 18th, which is this coming Friday, there will be a Wind Sync concert here. It's free to the public. It's opening night, and if you're not familiar with them, it's a fabulous quintet of woodwinds. Chamber music. There will be some food and some music, and it'll just be a lovely evening. So you can either go to our website tomorrow, there should be information up, or just go to their website, which is windsync.org. On the following night, so next Saturday night, is our Palette to Palette dinner. Those of you who, yes, Joel is holding up a flyer. I have one here also. There are some on the desk. If you're not familiar with Palette to Palette, this is a wonderful evening where a local chef, Chef Soren Peterson, uses artwork from featured artists within the gallery and creates beautiful courses that have been inspired by the artwork. The artist will be there that evening to speak about their artwork and their inspiration, and Chef will also speak about how the artwork itself inspired the courses that he created, especially for that evening. There will be wine paired that he has specially selected to go with each course, and if you have any questions, ask one of the gallery artists or go to our website. You can purchase tickets here or you can purchase them online. So anyway, if you have any questions, just let us know. And then also on the 20th, so next weekend is going to be a very busy weekend. The 20th we have a figure drawing session for those of you who are artists and you are interested in drawing a figure. Feel free to come and bring the drawing materials of your choice. The session begins at 10. And then on the 24th, we have a fundraiser called Talk It Ovar, and that is a ovarian cancer fundraiser through Judy's Mission. There will be, again, food and drink, music, lots of artists and artwork, silent auction, and it all goes for a good cause. So, that's all of the announcements that I have, and I wanted to just kind of say one more time that this month's featured artists are Anita Nelson, who's a gallery member, her husband Mark Nelson, who are just wonderfully talented people. And that as you look at the work itself, you can see how they are just sharing their creativity and taking us into this wonderful wonderland. And I look forward to hearing a little bit more from them about their inspiration.
I never knew I was inspired, but anyway, I guess I am. You know, Mark and I have been together for 40 years, married for 39. Don't ask us about the first year. It was a good year. Anyway, so we met in Cleveland. Thus, if you see the Russian tea cakes, which Mark made with his own little hands all day today, they're a recipe from Cleveland, where we met 40 years ago. So I'm very proud of him to kind of bring that out of the archives of our Cleveland history.
And she made the eggplant.
I make the eggplant. It has nothing to do with that.
The eggplant is yours.
Eggplant! Let's hear it. I have a little applause for my eggplant. Anyway, last night, before I went to sleep, I said to my brain, you know, brain, you got to come up with something profound to tell these people. And my brain said, oh my gosh, yes, profound, that would be wonderful. And I said, okay, do it. And it did it. And I said, gee, I should get up and write this down. And the brain said, nah, don't write it down. I'll remember it. I'll put it where I can find it tomorrow. And I said, okay, brain, I trust you. Well, that was stupid on my part. Because profound just disappeared up in the attic somewhere of my wee little brain, which did apologize for being a little forgetful, but profound went out the window. So anyway, I have nothing profound to tell you other than I enjoy painting animals in acrylics, primarily. And in this particular sequence of paintings, I wanted to base them on Renaissance portraits. And I go to the museum, and I went to the museum often this past year because Mark was teaching at Savannah School of Art and Design. So thus he was in Savannah and I was in Houston. So I would go there and clutter my mind full of stuff. And then I realized when you clutter your mind full of stuff, and seeing these beautiful Rembrandts and everybody, and Van der Weyden and everybody else that I love and just melt over, and I go, wow, damn, I was born too late. Or too soon, too late. No, it's too late. But anyway, it was always this profound experience. The word profound. There we go, full cycle. Anyway, there you go, Brian, you found it somewhere. But anyway, I got all excited, and it would actually, even though it cluttered your mind, it also gave you clarity of mind. Because you're going, I know that I can approach this knowing that there is so much to inspire you out there. And these classical boys, and at that time, God, probably there were a few women out there, painted their little souls out. And I realized that I put my heart and my soul into this show. And the thing is, with putting your heart and soul, you have to remember that you don't put 100% of your heart and 100% of your soul. Because if you give all of your heart, you're going to die. And if you give all of your soul, you know the devil's going to say, something's due, honey. So I have to give the devil his due. So on that thought, I can't give them all my heart to this show, but and soul, but it's there. And I adore color. And Mark always marvels at the fact that I adore color. And we work as a team insofar that we do critique each other, we look at each other's work, and we say that stinks or that's good. And we haven't killed each other in 39 years of being together. So that's a good thing. We have no major complaints. You're not going to close the door? Okay, good.
Well, until 9.
But anyway, so we've mellowed together in our old age into finding our paths and passions. And we know that artists never retire. Mark's dad in particular is 90 years old and he's still drawing like a son of a gun. And you have to say that is perfect inspiration right there. And you look at some of these Renaissance guys and they say, oh, Michelangelo lived to 90. And it's like, son of a gun, damn. You know, I should be so lucky. But anyway, as long as I'm married to him, maybe I'll make it. But that's my aspect of the show. I wanted to make the animals feel extremely comfortable in their clothes. You know how you dress up your animals for Halloween? And they go, really, Mom? Really? You know, here I am, this little dachshund, and I've got 2 pieces of cloth thread around me, and I'm a little hot dog bun. I mean, you couldn't get more creative than that. But they put up with us, and they do it. But I wanted my animals to feel extremely comfortable in their clothes and that they belong in them. So I hope I come across that way, and basically that's the essence of my show. So I'll let Mark take it from there.
Can you hear me if I just talk straight like this, or do you prefer me to go through the mic? I'm sorry?
It's fine.
Fine, okay. Because whenever I get on a mic, it always like this. My mind last night said, whatever they ask you, blame After 49 years. why not?
49.
49. See, this is why she does the books and I draw. Yeah. I would be in my studio saying it's dark and hot and I'm hungry because she takes care of everything else. I think the thing that when most people ask about ideas and concepts and different things like that, especially with someone like me, since I sort of float between two worlds, one is the whole idea you're a concept artist and you're working for somebody, when I work in the video games or work in comics or things like that, where you have to solve problems a different way. And then there's your own personal work where you have a chance to solve problems your way. Sometimes they collide once in a while and go around in that. I work in a lot of different ways. As you can see, the majority of my stuff in this show this year, we both talked about it, was we wanted to stay small and be introspective and have that kind of, I've been working on a lot of drawings for books that are just really small little things. And we did that. So of course when I came home from Savannah and she goes, look what I've done. And she's got these giant paintings. I'm like going, okay. I just have postcards. So it is the kind of thing that, as an artist, we observe a lot of nature. It's something that I start with. I really enjoy myths and stories and things like that. And when you look at a lot of the stuff, there's actually 3 series up here. One is my Holbrook, which is going to be a comic book coming out, which is pretty much about an artist stuck on a foreign planet who goes around and makes drawings of the indigenous tribes and the people and the animals and the creatures. And then he tells little comic book stories of their myths. So that's where you see the Holbrook fish and a lot of the animals and things like that. I'm working on a Lovecraft book, which really is only the one thing, which was the piece out there. That's the little guy in the funny jar with all that kind of stuff. But if you go to Facebook, you can see a lot of the other ones. The publisher and I, we couldn't get it done in time. We were going to have that done now, so we could have had it, but some things happened. And then the third set is my own personal set, which is Broken Angels, which is something where I follow the mythos of the female goddess throughout different periods and times with animals and functionality like that. So, the two of us talk about a lot of stuff, and what it really boils down to is your ideas, and in some of your drawings you're going to have more of a sense of humor. Sometimes they get serious, sometimes they get dark. They're just like you. I think for the two of us, you can look at our artwork and you can see that we're kind of baked into it. So, yeah, Anita comes out and she goes, oh, you're really in a bad mood. And she can just tell that by looking at what I'm drawing. So she's good at that. But anyway, I don't know what else to really say, except I'm a terrible referencer, researcher. We do a lot of things. We go to the zoos together, we go to the art museums together. We have a huge library of reference books. I've been absolutely, and I can point out one here. One of my muses is here that has been a muse for me for a couple of years. She's been a model working with me, so she's in the show. And I've been lucky in Texas here to have a nice studio and be able to produce the kind of work I've been able to do. Is that,
Does anybody have any questions for Anita or Mark?
She's a smart one.
I just do the paperwork.
I make pastries.
I pay the bills. He's got to make some money. Yes, ma'am.
Anita's seen your work for some time. We expect them to be framed just so. Mark, not as familiar with your work. It seems like you put a lot of thought into the presentation of your pieces. Could you elaborate on that?
Well, with some of that, with what we were talking about here, it's like the other side of the spectrum. Anita was doing things that became more like a salon where the frame would be real consistent and even. And I sort of thought mine would be the kind of thing you'd walk into some room in the Victorian era and you put up this little frame and there'd be this strange little drawing in it. And you put it down, you go across the room and there's a different frame or something else. So yeah, I try to really pick frames and things to add or enhance to it. Actually, some of the mats that you see, the colored mats, I made I do it in Photoshop. I print about it on archival paper and then I trim it out and then very carefully black the edge and do all that. So some of it is actually handmade matte colored shapes and things like that I put on there. So yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking about that.
It's very well done, thank you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that we wanted to present was kind of a two-sided approach to hanging a show, where he would have his own selection of frames, and I wasn't going to impose what I felt my pieces needed onto him. He should have the freedom to do, and I will always defend the freedom he should do what he wants to do with his pieces, and not say, oh no, they don't look like mine, or anything else. But
Because she knows I'll just break down and start crying.
he does. Anyway, there are two pieces in here of mine that are a little bit different. One painting has animals with no clothes on, and one is a silver point. So if you could find those two paintings, and if there's any Russian tea cakes left,
The
you
silver
get
point
one.
is a drawing.
Well, I know, it's a drawing. Okay,
said
silver.
cakes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, here we are. See,
Sil-
39 years.
Anyway, silver point drawing is somewhere. Go ahead, give it away. Go ahead. It's somewhere in this gallery, so if you find it, you get another tea cake if there's any left. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the show. And if there's any other questions, yes, no, maybe?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
And if you find yourself with nothing else to do, if you can remember 3 wonderful words, Grazing Dinosaur Press, that's our website. You can see more of her stuff and more of my stuff too.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you all. Enjoy the evening. Enjoy visiting with these two creative people.